All right, I got the rebar down in the holes. They're set and leveled, and it may not necessarily be, they may not necessarily be square to the bottom of the, or centered on the bottom of the hole, but they are centered on the center of the mortise joint. So just digging down, some of my holes got a little tapered, but they're pretty decent actually. So anyhow, Dad's gonna come over and help me with that. So while we're waiting for him, let's go get the Mini and see if we can get that concrete out of there so we're not working around it. Shelly wanted the rocks for up around the house, so gotta move those up there. I wish I had a yard trailer for behind the Cub or the garden tractor. I keep hoping I just want one of them like cheap old Agrifab ones, that the two-wheel steel dump trailer. Actually, my granddad used to have one. I should see if Grandma still got that thing around, because she doesn't do yard, well, she tries to do yard work. She probably shouldn't, especially since she's alone, but can't tell her nothing. So, but I digress. Unfortunately, the glow plugs on this thing still do not work, but it cranks fast enough that she fires up a lot better than she did. But she's still an ether bunny. Come on, get a hold of it. Apparently I didn't put enough in there. I try not to use a whole lot because it's just a little 3-banger, but yeah, I know. Come on. In its defense, it is pretty chilly this morning. Sometimes I think it's actually colder when you're inside than it is outside, especially in an uninsulated building like that. But we'll let her warm up for a minute, and then we'll go down to the barn and get that concrete out of there. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Here, come here. You gotta move. What? All right. Let me get my light here. Concrete's poured. I still need to float it one more time, but some of that water's got to come off of it first. Which the longer it sits, the worse it's getting. Because as hard packed as that ground was underneath it, that water's probably going to have a hard time going down. And if this stuff is going to be anything like that, it took about 5-6 hours for that thing, or for that to get the water off the top of it and kind of start getting the skin where you could float it and it would stay. So with that being said, gotta clean my mess up here. I think I can get rid of this Quikrete, or the Quikrete, that can go away. All these bags I gotta get burnt. Gotta finish getting this concrete out of here. So I'm just gonna kind of clean the mess up a little bit and do some organizing, and we will catch you guys here in a little bit. Ah, that's better. There is nothing that triggers my OCD like clutter, and for the last couple of weeks, the basement down here has just been making me go bonkers. And well, I see we're finally, I don't know how well it's showing up on the camera, we're finally starting to get some dry around the edges, so might be able to float that. You know, that one's actually doing pretty, that one's a little further ahead. I wonder if I can, yeah, let me just touch it and see what it does. Don't mind Teeter, she's just been chasing a cat. Do not jump down in that hole. I don't know what I'll do, but it won't be good. Okay, you go out and chase your cat. I'm just gonna leave you out here. That way you're not all up in my face. Now, first things first, get this. Well, I guess it's kind of just gonna be part of the concrete now because it's turned into mush. Ooh, that's nice. That's real nice, Clark. I don't know how well you can actually see what I'm doing here. I'll be able to see pretty good from that angle. Looks good to me. Let's try this one. Or do I want to give? Let's try it. I can deal with that. Is that a puddle or is that? There we go. All right, I think we're gonna call that good. So now, next thing I gotta do is figure out a way to cover these up for two purposes. Firstly, I want to try to hold some heat in there because the temperature's supposed to drop on us this week. Actually, starting tonight, I do believe. Not terrible, but don't want that stuff freezing because then it's junk. And now that it is currently the lowest point in the barn, that's where obviously cold air is going to fall down in there because it's a hole and that's the way air works. So we don't want that. We want to try to hold the heat in there from the concrete curing. And I don't want any damn barn cats getting down in here and walking across it and putting footprints in it. So, it's just my luck that'll happen. So, I'm going to go see what I got that we can cover this hole up. And then we'll be able to throw I want to be able to cover it up and then throw straw bales on top of it as some insulation. So, go wash my trowel up here and be right back. All right. Whether it'll do any good or not is, up to interpretation, but it's better than just sitting there open air. Luckily, I had two basically 4-foot square pieces of plywood already cut. I got more scrap lumber on here and I know what to do with, which comes in handy for times like this. But it's certainly better than just sitting there with open air on top of it. So, but we're in the home stretch now. Basically, once this is set up, we're down to putting the posts in, putting the stone in for the ramp, and getting a door on it. And I guess technically, if you want to consider it part of this project, I got to get the light switches moved out of that corner and actually put over here by the dang door. Because right now it's unhandy having them back there, and I want to be able to put stuff in that corner. So you're not, A, going to have a hard time getting the light switches, and B, it doesn't do a whole lot of good coming into a dark barn, having to walk all the way back there to the corner, busting your shins on stuff to turn the lights on. So I've already got a whole roll of 12-3 Romex, although I don't necessarily need. Oh, and then there's this too. Where the hell this came from when we were cleaning the old barn out when we were moving out. I forgot. So I got 2 rolls of 12. That might be 14-3. That looks a little smaller. Either way, so I got to run wire down that beam over to that door. And eventually this whole thing needs rewired, but for now, we'll do it in such a way that it'd be easy, that it's going to be easy to repatch into when the time comes to fix it right. And I gotta knock this shelf out of here, because it doesn't need to be there. It's just in the way. So yeah, basically we're down to moving light switches over to where they're actually useful. Putting a door on and setting posts and hauling in gravel, and we're basically done. At least with this phase of the project, we've still got to do something about that door and post over there eventually, and get the stone retucked, and gonna hopefully this summer work on getting the front half of the floor fixed from the beam forward where it's all doty, which might involve sourcing and replacing at least from here to here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 floor joists might need replaced. But anyway, we're getting way ahead of ourselves. First things first, we got to get ready to finish this project, which is going to be the end of the barn work for this winter. Oh, and I forgot, I still got one other concrete pour to make, but I'm not gonna do it today because we got rain coming tomorrow, which I guess I can't really go this way. The rain in itself doesn't necessarily bother me so much as the fact that right up there, there's a bad spot in the gutter, and the water lands right here, which is why the concrete's all pocketed right here. Was the day we put that in, there was snow on the roof and it started melting off, and the hole in the gutter was dribbling. Which, not that it means anything for that particular spot right there, because, or that particular little bit right there, because that's just filling a hole. But when we finish the top of it, we want it to look half-ass decent, even though eventually it's just going to get busted back out and redo the slab anyhow. But I gotta go through and re-nail all the siding, at least up to, probably not gonna do anything, at least for the time being, past this point, because this door is gonna stay for now. And then when we do this, we will keep fixing. But I gotta go through as high up as I possibly can and nail the siding back into the beam, so I can take a skill saw and buzz the siding off up as high as I can get. And then probably see if I can get a couple coats of linseed oil on the beam to help stop the rot, because it's just a little doty on the outside. And then get a treated 2x whatever's gonna fit to put across there to trim it back off. So, but that part of the project's gonna be weather dependent, because obviously I ain't gonna work on it when it's raining or snowing. Although weather looks fairly decent once we get past Monday, other than being cold. But before I can at least get the siding nailed back down and get the bottom cut off of it and get some linseed oil, or get it, probably wire brush it and then get linseed oil on it and get it prepped and ready. And then, in all honesty, probably an afternoon we could have the door and the track and everything on and have her sealed up and ready to rock and roll. But I still gotta go get door stuff. I was gonna try to find stuff to match what I got, but it just to make life easier, I'm just gonna put all new on it. And we will save the door track material, because eventually I'll have the track that came off of there, the track that's going to come off of that door when we take it down, and then there's another track that's the same. There's a door facing west off the end of the horse stable. It's got the same track on it, so I'll have 3 sections of track basically the same length. So if I ever decide I want to use it on a building, I'll have it, along with plenty of spare hardware for it. So anyhow, this week I got a big purchase gonna be, well, I gotta go get it tomorrow. Don't get overly excited. It's not a piece of equipment. It's honestly actually probably rather boring, but the fact that it's boring still doesn't make it any less expensive than what I had to pay for it. So I'll probably be getting a video on that tomorrow. This week also, I'm gonna get up at least, I'd like to do at least one more factory video, probably, since we're kind of going oldest to newest. I've got the 2135, 2155, 2180 Series 3 video that I missed on the first round. I had to get that one converted over. That's done, so I still got to go down and get it up here. But that's probably going to be the next one to go up. So probably going to be at least 1 or 2 more factory or white AGCO videos up this week. Also this week I got to get the crimper out of the barn and get it over to Mom and Dad's, because I got some stuff coming so we can start working on that. So I got to start working on the crimper. I got to start working on the mower. The rake is probably just going to get the disc wheels and tires put back on it for now. Maybe I'm probably gonna just pull the trigger and convert it to 750 18s for now, because I'm not paying $400 for, or actually probably closer to $500 for 2 new tires for Miller to put on it. They would be the correct 521s that belong on it with the ag tread. If I can find a decent set of used 750 18, actually they'd be, what would that be, 5x18? Or no, that'd be 6x18. whatever it be, whatever the rim size is that mounts a 750 18, is probably what it's going to get on it. Ag tread, which should basically be the same tires that are on the back of the 525s, what it's going to get on it for the time being, because it's cheaper. But we'll see where money's at, and then I've also got to get the injection pump pulled off the 1955 and get it sent down. But I'm going to wait till I get my damn truck back, because I'm not going to I'm not feeding that 1 ton to drive all the way down there and back. Being kind of counterproductive on that, but I got to get that done. I got a little bit of work I got to do on the planter, but that's probably, honestly, it doesn't even have to wait till the weather gets nice, because what I got to do is I got to pull all the fertilizer openers off of it and put the center blade scrapers in them, which I couldn't do the first time around because all the bolts are either rusted off or broke off or what have you. But I found out on the muck, with the blade scraper, with the blades or the fertilizer openers are on it, on the muck, I gotta have them center scrapers, because otherwise it packs with soil in between the disc frame and the disc blade, and then the disc quit turning. So I gotta get that center scraper on there. But I could pull all those off the frame while it's in the barn, fold it up, and just take them over and put them in the mill and get the bolts out and what have you. And that's really, honestly, the vast majority of the projects, until the weather straightens out enough that we either freeze or dry up enough to reliably get across the field without cutting it up. I'm probably not going to get any fence row work done, just because I'm not about to go out and tear up a field for the little bit of gain you're going to get. So, yeah. That's basically where we're at as of right now. So that's what we got going forward. So I think actually, while the weather's nice today and I got some time, I'm going to go ahead and get that crimper dug out and out where I can get at it. And while I got the Mini here, I can just pick it up with the Mini and set it on the trailer and get it hauled over. So, anyway, I guess that's it for today's project. So that's it for this one. We'll catch you guys on the next one.